Hello, and welcome to the University of Missouri St. Louis, where we are broadcasting to you from the beautiful Two Hill Performing Arts Center. It is my distinct pleasure as President of the UMSL Chancellor's Council to welcome each of you to this historic event as we formally recognize and celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Kristin Sobolik as the 8th Chancellor of the University of Missouri St. Louis. Since being named to the role 1 year ago this month, Kristin has led by example, whether through her steadfast commitments to students, her drive to build collaboration and consensus, and importantly, the grace and compassion she has shown during this challenging time. Today, the Chancellor will share her vision for the future of the university, but first, here to speak more to Kristin's many accomplishments since joining UMSL in 2017 is Dr. Moon Choi, President of the University of Missouri System.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for the investiture of Dr. Kristin Sobolik, the 8th Chancellor of the University of Missouri St. Louis. This is an opportunity for us to usher in a new era for UMSL, and we honor a leader with a bold, forward-looking vision to strengthen UMSL's academic mission. From the very beginning of her tenure at UMSL, Dr. Sobolik has made it clear, UMSL will be focused on achieving excellence. During her tenure, she has improved student success, boosted innovation and workforce development, and served the community while expanding partnerships. Her many accomplishments include developing and ushering the university's strategic plan, introducing more than a dozen academic programs, increasing UMSL's research expenditures by more than 50%, establishing the university's first Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and of course, continuing to lead the university through the pandemic with purpose and compassion. On behalf of the University of Missouri System, I want to congratulate Chancellor Sobolik on this very special day of investiture. And I'm excited to work with her and the entire community in the years ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Choi. As a proud UMSL graduate, I believe it's important for each of us to share the tremendous impact this university has on the St. Louis region and beyond. UMSL has enabled countless individuals like me, those who thought they didn't have a chance to attend college, let alone find career success, to become successful contributors to our community. UMSL graduates become productive workers, community leaders, successful managers, and even Fortune 500 CEOs. Since being named CEO of Express Scripts in 2005, I have worked alongside UMSL leadership to best align the needs of my alma mater with those of our growing operations. Over the years, we have engaged in shared research projects, developed an executive MBA program, created internship pathways and scholarship programs, and expanded the UMSL Bridge program to prepare thousands of high school students for college success. Exactly the kind of far-reaching, wide-impact partnerships I know Kristin is committed to championing into the future. But perhaps the most visible example of our partnership is seen in the physical presence of Express Scripts. It was during the 16-year tenure of Chancellor Emeritus Tom George that we worked together to establish Express Scripts as the first and only Fortune 500 company in the United States to locate its headquarters on a college campus. It's an accomplishment that I am very proud of. Kristin, I have been so impressed by your leadership. We have all felt the energy and passion you brought to UMSL over the last 4 years. We have seen your commitment to ensuring that UMSL continues its mission to transform lives by providing an affordable, world-class education to students, no matter their background. Please know that I look forward to our continued collaboration and have no doubt that you will only expand the university's reach and impact in the region and beyond. Now I would like to introduce Chancellor Emerita Blanche Toohill, who served as UMSL's 6th Chancellor from 1991 to 2002. During her tenure, Blanche greatly expanded academic programs, established many endowed and distinguished professorships, and extended the campus footprint to include several new buildings. Among those, the Millennium Student Center and the Two Hill Performing Arts Center, which bears her name. Please welcome Dr. Blanche Tuhill.
Thank you, George. On September 15, 1963, the UMSL campus of the University of Missouri held a dedication ceremony to mark the opening of the first public university in the metropolitan St. Louis area. UMSL is a traditional university, but it is also an urban university. UMSL's commitment to being an urban university developed out of its history. To begin, the campus was placed in an area of 2.5 million people. UMSL students came from a wider socioeconomic group than was usual in traditional universities. Those urban students enrolled both full-time and part-time. They were both male and female in equal numbers. Some were old and some were young. The average age was 27. Minority students were enrolling in greater numbers than ever before. The freshman class in 1963 was composed of 673 students, with 25 full-time and 9 part-time faculty. Courses were offered in one building on 128 acres. There was only one college, Arts and Sciences, and only one degree level, the baccalaureate. Under those circumstances, UMSL offered a traditional curriculum in non-traditional ways to meet the needs of the student. Courses were offered during the day, evening, weekends, and off-campus. The campus is not just located geographically in the St. Louis region. The campus has become part of it. There is no doubt the campus serves the community. Today, UMSL has more than 15,500 students, 80% of whom come from the St. Louis region and reflect the broad diversity of the region. There are 1,650 faculty and staff offering courses in 45 buildings located on 450 acres. 10 schools and colleges offer more than 100 fully accredited programs at the bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and professional levels. UMSL remains one of the most diverse campuses in the state, with 30% minority enrollment, and it serves non-traditional students, with 74% of undergraduates being transfer students. The average age continues to be 27. 2/3 of all students are enrolled part-time, and women comprise 59% of the students. To date, UMSL has graduated more than 105,000 students, 75% of whom continue to live in the region. The campus provides the largest number of college-educated citizens working in St. Louis area businesses. The history of UMSL during the previous 58 years is a story of immense success. Yet there is still much potential to be realized. I firmly believe that Chancellor Kristin Sobolik's leadership and vision will guide the campus to grow even stronger in the pursuit and expansion of a quality, vibrant, urban university education for all who seek it. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kristin Sobolik as the 8th Chancellor of the University of Missouri St. Louis.
Good morning, and thank you to everyone who has taken time out of their morning to join our inauguration celebration. I say our celebration because while this occasion does mark the conclusion of my first year serving as Chancellor of the University of Missouri St. Louis, today is all about each of you, our students, faculty, staff, retirees, alumni, friends and supporters, community and business partners, as we collectively honor the past and look to the future of this treasured university. I want to begin by thanking George Paz, who leads our Chancellor's Council, for his unwavering support of the university and continued counsel. I'd also like to thank both President Moon Choi and Chancellor Emeritus Tom George for bringing me to this great university 4 years ago as provost. And I thank Chancellor Emerita Blanche Toohill for taking me under her wing to show me her St. Louis. Each of these leaders has taught me many valuable lessons in leadership along the way, and I continue to learn and benefit from their careful guidance and support. As you may know, I was a first-generation Pell Grant eligible student who attended the University of Iowa to study biology. I still recall my first week, feeling like I was dropped off in the middle of an ocean, floundering in the water, trying to figure out where classes were, how advising worked, how to study, and how to sign up for tutoring sessions. I helped pay for college with the support of 2 jobs. I got up at 5:30 in the morning to report to work in the dish room of the residence hall cafeteria. And after school, I worked in the X-ray libraries of the university hospitals, carefully filing X-ray film for patient records. Earning my undergraduate degree took time, hard work, focus, and a lot of support along the way. But I will never forget how proud I felt as I crossed the graduation stage to become the first in my family to earn a 4-year college degree. Much of that support came from a fellow student, Scott Peterson, who I married just 2 weeks after graduation. Together, we would go on to earn our master's and doctoral degrees, raise 4 children, and celebrate 35 years of marriage this year. I share the start of my educational journey not because it is unique, precisely the opposite. I share it because my story is the UMSL story in many ways. We are a university that unapologetically serves students of all backgrounds, circumstances, and abilities. If there's a will to learn, a desire to grow, and a determination to put in the hard work, then UMSL is here. Nearly half of our students are Pell Grant eligible. Thousands more are first-generation students. 78% receive financial aid, and a vast majority of our students balance their studies with at least 1 job. So you can imagine, that is one reason I connect so well with our students. I understand their drive to move forward through higher education and the call to change the trajectory of their and their families' lives. I also recall my first day stepping onto the University of Missouri St. Louis campus as a candidate for provost. I started near Express Scripts and proceeded to spend the morning walking from north to south campus, enjoying the beauty of the campus and visiting with many people along the way. Saying hello to students, faculty, and staff, and asking them to share their UMSL experience. It's the anthropologist in me. I wanted to better understand the culture of the university, what drives it, the common interests. I learned a lot that day, but overall, and more than anything else, I saw a university of opportunity that serves the region. Our students are diverse, driven, and determined to make an impact in their own lives and that of others. Our faculty members are engaged more so than any others I've met, and I say this sincerely. They excel and innovate in the classroom and in community-based activities that merge education with practice. Our staff are not only dedicated to student success, but tremendously talented, compassionate, and always willing to go the extra mile or 2. So before I even stepped into my first meeting as a provost candidate, it was clear to me that UMSL is St. Louis. It is opportunity, community, people-driven, student-centric. And it is absolutely focused on access, inclusion, and outcomes. Since that first day stepping onto campus, I have continued to be impressed and inspired by our community and the immense impact UMSL has on the region and beyond. This past year has shown me that our university can move quickly to meet the needs of our students in the region. Although we were certainly challenged by the pandemic in many ways, our focus on student outcomes never wavered. And our important work to develop, grow, and support the educational and workforce needs of the region and the communities we serve remained unchanged. To illustrate our focus on providing an educated, skilled, and professional workforce for our region, I'd like to share a brief video that highlights just a few of our many collaborative, innovative, and St. Louis-focused efforts. Throughout the challenges brought about by the global pandemic, the University of Missouri-St. Louis continued its important work to transform lives. And not just those of our students, but countless others in our region and beyond. Look no further than the activity in our area hospitals as UMSL College of Nursing students, faculty, and alumni did what they do best, find a way to help. This vaccination clinic, run by UMSL clinical students at Christian Hospital, is a timely example of how our community partnerships benefit so many. Students gain valuable clinical experience, while St. Louisans can receive their COVID vaccines and hospitals engage with their future workforce. Everyone wins. Quick thinking and strong, nimble organizations combine to tackle the immediate needs of our community. This innovative spirit is a hallmark of these relationships. I visited with member of the Chancellor's Council, Rick Stevens, president of Christian Hospital, part of the BJC network. If we're focusing on St. Louis, that's going to be for the betterment of everybody.
As we partner for hiring, that's where UMSL comes into play. Not only with your nurses, which plays a big role, but then with all the other students that you train to go out into the workforce, your business leaders, your IT leaders, your engineers. Everybody can be used in the hospital. And so nurses play a pivotal role because the patient care starts and ends with a nurse. And so UMSL's role is playing a big role with patient care because it starts and ends with the nurse. And that's where UMSL comes in from the nursing standpoint.
Well, I just love it that a lot of our nurses end up here at BJC, but also at Christian hospitals in general. So I want to thank you for helping us train that important workforce and for providing them with a really great opportunity for the future.
Well, absolutely. Christian is a great place to train, and your nurses coming in here to train, they get that education, they go out. A lot of them do come back here to Christian, but we know if they don't come back to Christian, they're trained well for the next hospital or the next healthcare organization that they go to.
It's like pushing molasses through an IV.
This fall, we will come back to campus to learn with our new normal. No better illustrated than through the expansion of our nursing simulation lab, which broke ground in October of 2020. These new facilities will allow our nursing students greater opportunities to work with state-of-the-art simulation equipment to practice in-depth scenarios like providing care to highly infectious patients before they train in a hospital setting. As we at UMSL know all too well, pandemic or not, education must continue. Much has been said about how well teachers adapted to these trying new circumstances. I had a chance to see, from a safe social distance, how Christina Grove rose to the challenge at Brittany Woods Middle School in the University City School District. Christina is a proud alumna of the UMSL College of Education, and we couldn't be more proud of her for earning recognition as the 2020-2021 University City District Teacher of the Year. I also met with Dr. Sharonica Harden-Bartley, Superintendent of University City Schools. Honored as one of UMSL's distinguished alumni, Dr. Harden-Bartley regards her alma mater as an outstanding launching point for prospective teachers in the district.
The students that we have hired from UMSL are leaders. I'm very impressed with the leadership that I'm seeing. I have several of my school leaders that have gone on to pursue a master's or a doctorate degree from UMSL, and many of them are stars. They are definitely leaders, not just in our school district, but leaders in this community. So the leadership expands beyond UMSL, it expands beyond University City, which I think is the goal of any higher education institution. It should be intended to make the entire system better. And so I see students that come from UMSL, they have that withedness that is required to lead in today's pre-K-12 educational space.
No other company in the St. Louis area recognizes the talent in UMSL students more than Boeing, where they employ the highest number of UMSL graduates in the region, a talented team nearly 1,000 strong. The relationship between Boeing and UMSL is long-standing and robust. UMSL alumna Evelyn Moore, winner of the Outstanding Young Alumni Award, is now at Boeing as Director of Engineering, as well as the UMSL Executive Liaison.
The value of my education at UMSL was the fact that I was workforce ready upon graduation. The flexibility in the program allowed me to work 2 co-ops, one at Ameren and the other at a small engineering communications company. And so upon graduation, I already had job offers in hand. And the program really prepared me for the workforce. Ultimately, I ended up at the Boeing company, but that is exactly what we need. We need college students and graduates that are ready for the workforce.
She isn't the only one at Boeing who recognizes the mutually beneficial relationship between the company and UMSL.
The relationship between Boeing and UMSL is very tight-knit. UMSL provides that talent pipeline that we're looking for in the finance realm and in the engineering realm, being that I came from the joint engineering program. One opportunity in particular is the Boeing Engineering Mentoring Program, where we provide Boeing mentors to the junior and senior engineering students. So we're really tapping into that UMSL talent and capitalizing on it so we can build the Boeing community in St. Louis.
I am using Boeing's Learning Together program to help me with obtaining my degree through UMSL. It is a program that Boeing offers to all of their employees for those who wish to further their education, whether it's their master's degree or their bachelor's degree. It's a great opportunity for all employees. The Learning Together program works very well for me. In my situation personally, where I've got adult children who are going to college or have been in college, what I really like about UMSL is that it allows me the flexibility to not only work a full-time career, but also to complete my education and raise my family all at the same time.
So the meaningful jobs that we provide to students, they're not transactional jobs. We come in and put them on programs, on specific activities. We give them challenging assignments. We also provide them a real life example, a real life challenge that we're facing, and they'll work with the cohorts from the internship program. And then at the end of the summer, they'll have a chance to present their ideas and their challenges and their results to our leadership. So it's a great way for them to learn about our company and about real challenges that corporate America faces today.
Another steadfast UMSL partner is Edward Jones, a giant in St. Louis commerce and another major employer of UMSL graduates. I recently met with UMSL alum Ken Sella, principal of the Client Strategies Group and member of the Chancellor's Council.
The relationship between Edward Jones and UMSL has been one that has stood the test of time. In my 30 years with Edward Jones, I've got to see it firsthand in a number of different meaningful ways. The alumni population from the university that works at Edward Jones is staggering. We have over 500 alum. They're very active, they're very interested in giving back, and they do it in a variety of ways. So one that I'd just highlight right now for us is the Diverse Business Accelerator. It's really been a tremendous success story for these business leaders that are really stepping up to the plate with their best thinking. They're being vulnerable and courageous in the way that they're bringing their ideas forward, and we are so proud to be a sponsor and to be able to help in this effort. what we're doing with Anchor Network.
Edward Jones is UMSL's partner in leading the Anchor Action Network, an initiative to work with the region's top business and industries to strategically concentrate our hiring, sourcing, and spending power right here in the St. Louis area.
This pandemic has had some unequal impacts across society, and especially here in St. Louis. One of the things we recognize is the opportunity through the Anchor Network to make a difference outside the four walls of our organization, to really intersect with the part of the community that needs us the most right now. And when it comes to the underserved population in St. Louis who don't have the same resources and means, we have the ability to step in and to make a meaningful difference. We believe that the opportunity that we have right in front of us with the Anchor Network focus is to come alongside individuals and families and businesses and to work together for positive impact for the lives of everyone involved.
UMSL is St. Louis. Our student population is driven, determined to build better lives for themselves and their families.
We know that there are a lot of nurses from North County that are training at UMSL right now. So they graduate from UMSL, they come work for Kristin, they buy property in North County, they help just uplift the community. So a rising tide floats all boats. So together, as a partner, we are making the tide rise, and we're floating the boats and we're uplifting the community.
When we hire an UMSL student, we know we're getting someone with dedication. They come to us motivated. They have a certain grit to them in the way that they engage in their work, and it's something we're really inspired by. So we see this over and over again. We also see skills that they bring to the table, like critical thinking, the ability to execute and really drive for the kind of results that a business needs to see. These are skills that we found in many of our divisions across the firm. We like to see students who come out, who stay in St. Louis. And I think that's one of the legacies from UMSL that we can be so proud of. When a student graduates from UMSL, oftentimes they're staying in St. Louis. And that contrasts for us with some of the other great St. Louis institutions. And it's a place of competitive advantage that we should continue to draw on.
We all collaborate with the goal of building inclusive prosperity for the St. Louis area. This work never stops. UMSL Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Tanisha Stevens, sums up beautifully how this is so beneficial for all of us who live here.
When asked the question as to why stay in the St. Louis area, it is because of that love for the community. It's that sense of self and connection that we foster here at UMSL, that students, once they graduate, take that into the workforce. So they bring those perspectives, that diversity of ideas, in an area, in a city, in a surrounding community that they have that help foster them to be the individuals that they have become.
This is why we keep working. UMSL is St. Louis. It is wonderful to see and hear from our friends on some of the ways we've continued to work during the pandemic to advance the region. These stories showcase just a few of the hundreds, if not thousands, of areas in which UMSL graduates and our community partners are working hand in hand to make positive and lasting changes every day all across the region. To me, it is exceedingly clear that UMSL is the University of Missouri of St. Louis and for St. Louis. Our students come from the region and remain in the region. In fact, UMSL has graduated more than 105,000 alumni since its founding. And more than 75,000 of our graduates remain in the region to live, work, and drive positive change right here in St. Louis. They are our community and business leaders, educators and nurses, scientists and researchers, accountants, social workers, engineers, optometrists, and much more. And we are very proud of the impact that our alumni network makes every single day in our own backyard. I've often heard people describe UMSL as a hidden gem. I don't want us to be a hidden gem any longer. UMSL has arrived. We are the region's premier public research university, one that is a beacon of hope and a force for good, a powerful agent of change in our community. More than any institution in this region, perhaps in all of Missouri, UMSL truly does transform lives. In fact, it is through institutions such as UMSL, with its deep foundation in inclusion and diversity, that I see our greatest potential for positive change and growth in our state and nation. UMSL is already recognized nationally among the leading universities serving our particular student demographics. Look no further than the U.S. News & World Report's inaugural Top Performers on Social Mobility Index, which for the first time ranked the nation's best universities for graduating Pell Grant eligible students with top financial need. UMSL was rightfully included among the top 100 universities in the nation in doing so. Think about that and take it to heart. UMSL is again a university of opportunity that moves individuals forward so that they can earn competitive salaries and become leaders in their given fields, extend hope, compassion, and expertise where it's needed most, and transform their own trajectories as well as that of their families. And UMSL education transforms the lives of our students and their families and our community. It builds our workforce and positively impacts the region's economy and ultimately the nation. We are proud of our successes to date, but there is more to do. My goal is to establish UMSL as the top urban metropolitan research university in the nation. And while doing so, we will further strengthen and deepen the university's foundation and impact here in St. Louis. To reach this goal, we are doubling down on our student success parameters, expanding our corporate engagement strategy, infusing innovation and collaboration into our research infrastructure, modeling and embracing inclusive prosperity for regional success, and increasing our visibility and vitality as the region's premier public research university. That last point is critical. We at UMSL are educators, so we need to look beyond our own academic community and work to educate the broader community on who we are, what we do, and the tremendous value we bring to our region. Because we are a world-class university right here in St. Louis, serving citizens, meeting community needs, educating, shaping, and uplifting all of St. Louis and beyond. The latest U.S. News & World Report Best Colleges rankings are a testament to our continued growth to the top. In this year's 2021 rankings, UMSL remained a Tier 1 research university and received its highest ever total score, climbing 14 spots to rank number 126 nationally among all public universities. During the global pandemic, UMSL continued to progress. Here are a few examples. UMSL completed its first ever comprehensive 5-year strategic enrollment plan. We celebrated the 35th anniversary of our award-winning college preparation bridge program alongside Olympic gold medalist Lisa Leslie. Our bridge program has served thousands of underserved students in our community, resulting in 100% college attainment and multi-millions of dollars of scholarship offers for these well-deserving students. We continue to expand on our numerous community collaborations, including the Regional Data Alliance, creating whole communities and community builders network of Greater St. Louis. Our Network Leadership Fellows Program was recognized by a What's Right with the Region Award by Focus St. Louis this year. And we have brought back the St. Louis Choral Fellows Leadership Program to be housed within our own Community Innovation and Action Center. For the fourth consecutive time, we were again named a voter-friendly campus for our Get Out the Vote initiatives and for leading the nation with the highest student voter turnout. Our College of Business Administration successfully renewed its dual AACSB accreditation in both business and accounting, retaining UMSL's place among the top 2% of business schools in the world. UMSL's International Business Program is in the top 25 in the nation. And our accounting students continue to have top statewide CPA pass rates. We have expanded programs in supply chain, fintech, and entrepreneurship, and we graduated our first cohort in the nationally ranked Doctorate of Business Administration program. Our cybersecurity programs have been ranked by the National Security Agency and Department of Homeland Security as a National Center of Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense Education, one of only a few such highly ranked programs in the entire Midwest. Our online bachelor's programs rose 10 spots to rank as number 42 in the nation by U.S. News, and we've expanded educational access for students across the state through our collaborative Missouri online platform. Our faculty received a $5.1 million grant to provide literacy services to 40 St. Louis area schools, continuing our role in engaging, training, and producing our region's teachers and educational leaders as we focus on positive student results for all. UMSL continues to lead in producing and preparing the region's nursing workforce. We broke ground on our $7 million nursing simulation lab expansion to increase the number of trained nurses by 30%. Truly, the University of Missouri St. Louis is on the rise. And with that in mind, today I'd like to announce an exciting new initiative and direction for our university focused on elevating our partnerships and expanding our impact throughout the region. Rise Up for St. Louis is a call to action to join UMSL in collaborating to elevate our region, to remove the barriers that inhibit change, to truly, directly, and intentionally engage all of our communities in building inclusive prosperity and growth throughout the region. Rise Up for St. Louis encompasses the many areas of excellence and impact that the University of Missouri St. Louis already leads throughout the region, the state, and beyond. From being the leading educator and preparer of the region's professional workforce to engaging in and advancing community and economic development initiatives, from being at the forefront of cutting-edge practical research that saves lives to championing inclusive prosperity so that everyone has a seat at the table. Rise Up for St. Louis begins with maintaining access and affordability to a high-quality UMSL education for the citizens of St. Louis, the state of Missouri, the nation, and world. To support this effort, my husband, Dr. Scott Peterson, and I have established the Rise Up Scholarship to support those students who are on the margins, those just shy of qualifying for Pell Grant aid or merit-based scholarships. Oftentimes because they are working multiple jobs that place their income outside of Pell Grant qualifications, or because they are juggling careers and family with a full class schedule that could keep anyone from reaching the academic requirements necessary to receive merit scholarships. I am so grateful to our friends and supporters who serve on the UMSL Chancellor's Council for joining us in financially supporting this scholarship in recognition of both my investiture as Chancellor and to meet the very real needs of our students and community. Rise Up for St. Louis extends to our many programs that benefit our region, such as our first in the nation Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Accelerator, which garnered more than 400 applicants to compete for business startup funding and gain access to mentorship for underrepresented entrepreneurs. It extends to our technology focus as UMSL establishes new programs and continues our collaboration with T-REX to help the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency grow the geospatial ecosystem in St. Louis. By the time the NGA opens the door to its new multi-billion-dollar facility in North St. Louis, UMSL will already be a crucial partner in terms of education, research, and entrepreneurship for the NGA and the startup and expanding businesses at T-REX. This work will connect students to the thousands of forthcoming jobs that will build a brighter future for St. Louis and the region. Rise Up for St. Louis includes our leadership role alongside Edward Jones in driving the efforts of Greater St. Louis, Inc. to create jobs and expand inclusive economic growth through the Anchor Network. Here, UMSL and Edward Jones, as well as our partners at Washington University, St. Louis University, BJC Healthcare, SSM Health, and the St. Louis Zoo, to name a few, are collaborating to enhance and expand our region's future. Using UMSL's longtime Anchor Network model, we are bringing together anchor institutions throughout our region to set and meet targets for hiring locally, purchasing locally, and investing locally so that we strategically leverage our organizations to invest back into our region and our people. Going it alone efforts can only move this region so far. They are limited in their very nature in both scope and impact. But I envision an UMSL beyond limits. I believe to really lean into and advance our region, to elevate, invest, and build our region, we must collaborate and work together toward a shared set of common goals. So today, my ask of each of you is to bring UMSL to the table. Invite us to be the game-changing partner that we are. Believe, as I do, in our wholehearted, comprehensive mission to transform lives through education. Trust that we have the expertise, resources, and agile ability to be your steadfast partner in building, elevating, and rising up St. Louis. Because we know with absolute certainty that if we come together, work together, build together, our region will become not just the very best of what it can be, but the very one that our future generations seek and deserve. Please join us in knowing UMSL has arrived. We are here, a gem no longer hidden. Not just the region's premier public research university, but well on our way to becoming the nation's top urban metropolitan public research university. And also join us as we move gratefully forward into a future that we build together. One initiative, one collaboration, one transformation at a time. Please know how deeply honored I am to serve this great university as its 8th chancellor, serving in the footsteps of pioneering leaders like Marguerite Ross Barnett, Blanche Toohill, and Tom George, so that we can continue and elevate our important work to transform lives through education in the St. Louis region and beyond. We will rise up for St. Louis, and we will do so together.